What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Jones Vibes for another edition of MCU Talk. And today I want to talk about Secret Wars and everything you should know about it. And the reason I'm making this video is because I just finished Jonathan Hickmans' Secret Wars from 2015. Before I started this channel, I was not a comic book reader whatsoever, but lately I've actually started reading a lot of comics. I've been diving into different DC comics as well as Marvel comics, and so with Avengers Secret Wars coming out, I really wanted to freshen up and catch up. Now, I will let you know that I have not read the 1984 Secret Wars. From what I've heard, that one is a little bit more simple, and Jonathan Hickmans is a little bit more complex. So the 1984 is basically just taking a bunch of heroes and villains and putting them on Battle World and having them go at each other, and it just gets crazy. Now, in Jonathan Hickmans' run, there is a lot going on. And so I will let you know, if you were planning on reading Secret Wars, or if you don't want any spoilers for Avengers Secret Wars, I'd stop watching this video right now. But if you want to stay with me, kind of join in this discussion, let's keep going. And so I kind of just want to catch everybody up to speed, let you know kind of what happens in Secret Wars, and then what we can expect in the film. And so in short, and take this all with a grain of salt because I've only read it the one time, but basically Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, and the Molecule Man confront the Beyonders in kind of a last attempt to save the multiverse. So this is all at the beginning of the story. There's a final incursion going on of Earth 1610 and Earth 616. And so you have all of these heroes from two different worlds confronting each other. You have villains being showcased. Kingpin is like holding an end of the world party kind of thing. And everybody's fighting, and it's showing all of these amazing heroes, but the incursion is still happening, and it gets closer and closer and closer until boom, and the worlds collide, and everything kind of just goes white. And right before this, it really reminded me of Infinity War, because a lot of the heroes kind of start like vanishing, or they're transported to different ships. And so basically it all fades to white and it goes to Doom. And we find out that Dr. Doom basically considers himself a god, and he considers himself a savior. He built Battle World, this whole new world for everybody from these incursions and heroes to exist. Him, Molecule Man, and Doctor Strange all kind of work together, and they create this huge landscape. And so all of a sudden we see our heroes kind of popping up, and they're like, where are we? What's going on? And whispers talk about God of this world. And Doctor Doom basically sits on a throne and is just like, what's up? I run this place. And so long story short, and I'm sure that I'll end up doing more of a deep dive here on the channel, but basically everybody bands together, or at least a lot of the heroes do. The Thors, there's villains that come together, Thanos is there, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Everybody kind of forms a plan to go against Doctor Doom and to overthrow him and kind of save the day. But the heart of this story, and I love this so much, is Reed Richards and Dr. Doom. Basically, in the midst of the incursion and creating Battle World and resolving everything, Dr. Doom takes Reed's family and makes them his own. So Sue Storm sits there and thinks of Dr. Doom as like her husband. Her kids are calling Dr. Doom dad. It's very strange. No pun. And we end up having this climactic battle involving Molecule Man, and then you have Doom versus Reed, and there's pages in this that are so beautiful, like their minds are like meshing together. It's insane. And the good guys end up winning, and everybody goes home. Dr. Doom is semi-defeated, but you end up seeing him kind of a tease at the end of what he's up to. And so I know that was kind of a quick run through. If you've read Secret Wars, you might be like, you're actually explaining that kind of wrong. Please let me know down in the comments if I'm getting anything wrong. I read it and I loved it, but like I said, I am pretty new to the comic book world. And so there might be things that I missed. There might be things that I'm misinterpreting. It's a pretty dense story. There's a lot of information. But mainly what I wanted to talk about today is how this is going to connect to the MCU, how they're going to involve all of this and possibly take parts of this story and put that into the Avengers Secret Wars. And I talked about this in my previous video. I was talking about KANG and my theory of kind of what's going on. So right now you have the multiverse, I think, pretty clearly throughout the next little while of TV shows and movies. We're going to see the Council of Kangs kind of start to interact interact with a ton more of the heroes and just start to pop up everywhere, just because they're trying to take back dominance, because the MCU's heroes are starting to touch the multiverse. Also, when you think about it, following Multiverse of Madness, Earth 838 is just kind of left in this weird place. Like, their entire Illuminati of heroes has just been defeated by Wanda. And so you'd imagine things are kind of in disarray, and there's just a lot of chaos going on. There's also hostility towards Earth 616 in our MCU world. So I can see an incursion happening between those two Earths, and I think in some shape or form, the Council of Kangs is going to be behind that, kind of pulling the strings. And then we'll see possibly Kang the Conqueror come in, save the day, defeat the Council of Kangs, but ultimately create Battleworld, where he assumes the godlike role. Now, I know, like I just said, in Secret Wars, Dr. Doom is God of Battleworld. And so if they are sticking with Kang, and after the Kang Dynasty, it is Kang, I think you can basically just flip-flop the story, and Kang is going to be in charge. But there still is a lot of time to introduce Dr. Doom. So we don't really know. What if Dr. Doom actually ends up playing that role? Also, let's see if they introduce Molecule Man, because Molecule Man is a character that I was not familiar with at all, and he is awesome. And I know sometimes when it comes to adapting these comics, things are pretty far-fetched, and it's hard to fully put that into a movie or a TV show. But one part of me thinks that they could do it. I guess another part of me thinks that it might just be a little bit more simple. I don't know if things are going to be as complex. I think that no matter what, we're going to get to Battleworld, right? We're going to have a lot of heroes. They're going to be heroes from different universes. And so the main characters of this movie, and also future movies branching off of it, might not be the MCU heroes. We might get Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man leading another film. We might get Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider, Tom Cruise Iron Man. We're most certainly, after the Deadpool 3 announcement, going to see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I'd imagine we're going to see Ian McKellen's Magneto, Channing Tatum's Gambit. Like, there's so many characters that they're going to feature. They're going to make this as massive as possible, and it's probably going to make a boatload of money. But my curiosity lies with what happens afterward. How do they continue the story? Is Secret Wars going to be one part, or is it going to be two parts? And if it's two parts, are we going to have one part on Battleworld, and then we're going to have some content in between the first and second part that are set on Battleworld? Because there's a long period of time that's set on Battleworld where heroes and villains are working together. They're working on this plan. There's a ton that's happening. It's its own thing. Like, it's its own separate thing before the day is saved and they get back to their worlds and everything kind of goes back to normal. And so I'm very curious if the MCU is going to make like seasons of TV shows that are just set on Battleworld. There's so much that you can do with it. I'm not sure if they would go that direction, but if some of these actors sign contracts, like if we get Robert Downey Jr. back as Iron Man, how can you say no to having RDJ back as Iron Man in like some sort of TV show or something? I mean, I don't know. But the Fantastic Four is obviously still coming, and I have a feeling that Galactus in that first movie is going to play a very important role in Secret Wars, as well as Kang Dynasty. The Fantastic Four, just in general, those characters are going to play a massive part, whether it's Kang or Dr. Doom, like either way. I'm personally not sure how this is going to work without Dr. Doom. I mean, if you really just copy and paste it and put Kang in there, I guess it makes sense. But if you're introducing the Fantastic Four, if you're introducing Sue Storm and Reed Richards and Johnny Storm, it would only make sense to have their adversary, have Victor Von Doom, because he is the dude. And man, some of the artwork in Secret Wars of Dr. Doom in general, and like his face under his mask is all messed up. It's just so insane. And I want so badly for the MCU to do that. But yeah, like I said, I just read Secret Wars. I'm just getting into all this. I'm diving into as many scoops and leaks and things like that as possible because I'm so excited, but also eager to know how they're going to pull this off. And you might be way more familiar with this than I am. So please let me know down in the comments if you have any thoughts, any theories, because I'd love to turn this into more of a discussion series as we head into Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars and just talk about the MCU because it's so much fun. Also, let me know if you have any comic book recommendations that I should read, Richards. I'd really appreciate that. But as always, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. You can also feel free to hit me up on Twitter or X or whatever it is at Jones Vibes Only. And yeah, Secret Wars is coming, and I have a feeling it's just gonna be awesome.